The matter of the resolution of the refunds versus vouchers question moved today from the technocrats at the Department of Transport to the very different world of the politicians. Shane Ross, he's no longer a TD, but he's still Minister for Transport. He came out saying that he'd asked the department to work on the issue of sorting out the crux of travel agents having to refund money when the airlines have not refunded them. Heather Humphreys also said this is being pursued at European level. That means we're now in the choreographed world of photo ops and politicians being able to take credit for something they've asked to be done. Obviously, all the contacts in this have been done over the previous 2 or 3 weeks by the ITAA and the different non-members who have now joined them in the lobby. 4 or 5 things they're looking for. They want EU 261 to apply. They want their customers to be happy. Their customers want money now. They don't want it in 12 months' time. They want refunds for the ghost flights. These are the flights to countries that Irish people will not be admitted. Most prominently the United States, but also Switzerland. You cannot board the flight, yet you're not entitled to a refund because the flight has gone ahead. The ITA are asking the department to make sure airlines refund those passengers. They can also live with a voucher scheme because this has been the mood music across Europe, with an increasing number of countries now deciding that vouchers are acceptable under EU 261. It's not the law yet, but perhaps there will be some legislation coming in at European level for that. We can expect to see that legally challenged in one direction or the other. That might be a while sorting it out. Another thing they want is vouchers to be transferable if we accept vouchers. There are people who will get vouchers who will not be able to take up the flight, but may be happy to have a family member do so. They want a definitive refund period. This varies from airline to airline. Some of them are 1 year, some of them are 2 year. Aer Lingus, in their case, are 5 years. And they also want it counted as part of the bond. A lot of agencies around the country, over 100 of them, are now being asked to put forward their projections for turnover and also their projection for costs, which is equally important as they seek the bonding round of May the 1st. Legally, where we stand on this, the latest update from the Commission of Aviation Regulation says EU 261 applies. Airlines have to pay refunds. Contact was made with Aer Lingus last week, and that moved Aer Lingus, who had been rather shy of the refunds, doing everything to get customers to take their 110% voucher, began to pay in larger numbers. We expect some sort of update from the Commission of Aviation Regulation on Wednesday. Not clear when the Department of Transport will put together their documentation and even whether vouchers will be part of that package. In the USA on Friday, the Department of Transport gave an edict to airlines that they must come up with cash refunds. A lot of the American airlines are talking about vouchers that expire in 12 months, and at the end of that you get your money back. While the American airlines are looking for enormous amounts of money from the US government, this seems to be a move by the Department of Transport. Says you can't have your cake and eat it. We still have skeletal services off the island. The number of flights from Dublin Airport has gone from 25 to 15. Most of the other airports that are open are only operating 1 flight a day. Obviously, Belfast International and Knock are the ones that are closed. Some of the consolidation would make sense. It is noticeable the early morning Amsterdam flight is not flying tomorrow or the day after. There is a KLM flight a few hours later. Airlines are reporting loads are ridiculously low. In one case, an A330 with just 2 passengers. And they're looking for state aid, vast amounts of it. State aid is coming in different forms. The Icelandic government has come up with cash for Icelandair. Most of the others are state loans, guaranteed loans. That's what Air France have got from the French government and KLM have got from the Dutch government, while Lufthansa, a strong opponent of state aid, have got 80% funding from the German government in that labyrinthine German way. We're not exactly sure what form it takes, and Carsten Spohr will deny that it's state aid. But nobody has been as brazen as the Italians. They renationalised Alitalia to give them 500 million. It does look like the 2 Irish airlines have enough cash to get through the crisis, but they will be looking at their competitors saying they're getting state aid and we're funding vast amounts of money of refunds and bearing costs out of our own pocket. We need to level the playing field. Lots to play out on that matter. On the immediate matter of getting cash back to customers who now need it, household circumstances have changed the length and breadth of the country. We will have some sort of progress by midweek on this as it stands.